I'm reading some of the advertisements here, and one says, why the new Lego NASA Discovery Shuttle is so relaxing to build. This thing looks very intricate. It looks very cool, but it does not look super relaxing to me. And it's got, it's a proportional size Hubble telescope next to it. I mean, it's very detailed.
Yeah. There's like pirate ships, as Lego sets.
Oh man, I want this now. Okay, wait a second. The Hubble telescope folds up and fits inside of the space shuttle.
Oh,
Oh, it's $200.
yeah.
18 plus for Legos. Yeah, it says ages 18 plus.
Yeah. Yes. These are for adults, not for kids.
And we should be recording. Can you hear yourself okay?
Yep, I think I'm good over here.
Perfect.
All right. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. Are you ready, or you want to take a minute?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. We'll take a minute. We'll do a restart.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm cutting this back in. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
Have you, when you were, what's so funny?
No, there was a piece of me that wanted to be like, no questions today. But
yeah. Okay. Hey, when you were younger, or maybe even now, have you ever played with Legos?
yes.
Were you like big into Legos? Buying a lot of them, and or would you just buy the Legos or like sets?
A little bit of both, and it wasn't, when I was little. Of course, it wasn't me buying them. It was I would get them for Christmas or birthdays or whatever. I never really had any massive sets, but I would have like little things like I think I had a small space shuttle at one point, and I've definitely gotten like, I seem to remember like one with like astronauts and like the moon rover or something.
Yeah.
And then I think I had some like pirate ones.
Okay.
But there were a lot of generic sets, and I never. I if it was like a small box where it was like, hey, here's a little box of Legos, I would go through the instructions and put it together once.
Yeah.
But then I would normally take it apart, and all my Legos were in this like a bucket that I had, and then I would just pour them on the floor and make whatever I wanted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. And did you ever buy like? I'm sorry. Did you just have like Legos, or was just collections, and then you would just make something else after you got done with it, or like not a collection, but like a set, So
I think I had a lot of generic stuff.
Okay.
It's hard to say. I think in the beginning when I was getting Legos, I'm not sure if there really was that many sets. Like today, it feels like everything is a set, but I think back then it was like a box of Legos, build what you want.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
Yeah.
I also had a lot of Constructs. You remember Constructs? I loved Constructs.
Yeah.
Especially the glow-in-the-dark ones.
Yeah. So I don't know what hole I've been living under, but I just heard recently that they have like adult Lego sets.
Now, are you talking about Technics?
No, these are Legos.
Okay, because I never had any of the Technic ones, but they look cool.
Oh, yeah, and these Lego sets are just, they're more in-depth designs. So, like a couple that I've seen are like, which I'm sure that there's more than this, but a lot of them are kind of like the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before, but I just Googled it.
Yeah.
And this isn't even like a third-party thing. This is right on Lego's website, and they say for adults.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like I said, okay, I guess I don't feel so bad because maybe I'm not the only one who's...
No, I've never heard of this before.
Yeah. And, so it just got me thinking in a lot of different directions. And because I'm sure that there are some people who had absolutely the time of their life with Legos as they were growing up. and then maybe that's kind of what sparked the adult Lego set
Yeah,
thing.
I'm looking at this, and this is pretty messed up. I believe I just they're it's like a little video, and it's going through different sets. But the first one was like the Taj Mahal,
Yeah, yeah,
and then I think one of these is an Atari 2600,
yeah.
and there's another one that is it's what was Vin Diesel's car in Fast and the Furious? A Challenger.
Oh, it was a Challenger.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
nice.
This is messed up.
Yeah, and I saw one that was really intricate. It was like it was like a TV, like someone was watching the TV that had Batman's face on it, and then there was like whatever something in front of it, like you're sitting on your entertainment center or something. It was pretty intricate and detailed.
Yeah, I've never seen these before.
Yeah. Is that something that you would want to purchase? Would be into that type of thing?
This is something that makes me think I would buy this and play with it.
Yeah.
But I have that feeling a lot.
Yeah.
Recently, I was thinking, I should get a telescope, and then right before that, I was thinking I should buy a drone, and then I've been on and off thinking I should get a metal detector, and the deal. I mean, these all still sound like great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
When would I play with that?
Yeah.
I have so much other stuff that I'm playing with.
Yeah.
Not to mention things I'm doing for this behind the scenes. It's like I have no idea when I would have the time to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that can, though, as intricate as these things look, I mean, that could take a couple hours, maybe even a couple days to put some of these together.
Yeah, some of these are pretty intricate, but some of them are interesting. There was a plant, a Lego plant.
Yeah.
This woman built on here.
Yeah. So I'm sure that this brings joy to a lot of people because, like I said, the Lego craze probably really stuck with some people, from through their adult years. I wasn't, I never had any Lego sets. I just had kind of like a box of Legos and just build whatever you want. And, so I wasn't necessarily into it as much as that. But, yeah, so I'm sure these are very popular.
I'm reading some of the advertisements here, and one says, why the new Lego NASA Discovery Shuttle is so relaxing to build. This thing looks very intricate. Mm-hmm. It looks very cool, but it does not look super relaxing to me. And it's got it's a proportional size Hubble telescope next to it. I mean, it's very detailed.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like pirate ships, as Lego sets.
Oh man, I want this now. Okay, wait a second. The Hubble telescope folds up and fits inside of the space shuttle.
Oh,
oh, it's $200.
Yeah.
18 plus for Legos. Yeah, it says ages 18 plus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, these are for adults, not for kids.
Does it work for $200?
I mean, it doesn't have to work. You just put it together. I don't see how it could be relaxing. I would be a nervous wreck trying to put these things together. Like it would be very, very unrelaxing.
Well, how relaxing does this sound? It says with 2,354 pieces.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, you could just lose a piece opening the box.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Then it's ruined.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that's not for me.
No, I could see doing this. So no, to answer your first question, as a kid, I didn't really collect them as much as I just wanted to play with them. I didn't really have sets as much as just like boxes. Mm-hmm. But I play with them a lot. I did have other things, toys that I wasn't necessarily collecting. I was just playing with, like Transformers and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I remember about 10 years ago my mom was having a garage sale, and she goes, "Do you care about any of these?" And I was like, "No." She's like, "Do you want them, or I want to sell them in the garage sale?" And I was like, "Well, wait a second. First of all, you shouldn't sell those in the garage sale."
Yeah.
So she put them on, and now I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was eBay or what, but she had a guy come over to the house, and he had like two like sleeves, like tattoo sleeves on his arms, and he had like Optimus Prime and Voltron and all of that. And I had a bunch of Transformers, and I had a complete Voltron set.
Yeah.
And he freaked out. He was like, "Can I buy all of it?" And then like the numbers my mom was asking, he was like, "Okay, that's fair for these things," but he's like, "Actually, I can give you twice as much for this. Like, I don't want to screw you over."
Yeah.
And my mom was just like, "You won't believe what they sold for." And I'm
Oh
like,
my goodness.
I'm like, should I have saved them? I wasn't using them.
Yeah.
And that guy seemed so happy to
Yeah.
have them.
Yeah. I'm sure you made his day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Because I think growing up, I only had like cards. Like I would have baseball cards,
Oh, okay.
basketball, football cards. But I didn't really hold on to those after kind of like, I don't know, when I was out of my teens. So like after 21,
You
I
just
was,
throw them away or something?
well, so I had like the baseball cards and the football cards. I kept in like a shoebox.
Yeah.
And I took a few of them to a place, and they were just like, yeah, the card's kind of wrinkly or whatever, so it wasn't worth anything. So I'm pretty sure I think I threw all those away. I know, well, actually, the baseball cards I gave to a friend. Football cards, I just threw them away.
You know, I actually used to collect baseball cards,
Yeah.
but I wasn't into baseball. I was into the baseball card collecting.
Oh.
And I've asked my mom a couple times, like, where are they? Because I thought they were just in their basement, although they've moved. And I said, hey, if you find those, let me know. So I'm not sure if she got rid of them years ago or what.
Yeah.
There's a piece of me that wonders, though, because they would be from the 80s. Like, would they? And I had complete sets and stuff.
Yeah.
You think they'd be worth money?
Possibly. Yeah.
Or
I mean, if
is
they
that
were
not a thing anymore?
Well, I'm sure somewhere you could find where that is, where you could make some money off of those, as long as you kept them in good condition.
One thing I did have was, and I think one of my friends was collecting, and this is where I got that idea. I had the binder.
Yes. Yeah.
And so I would
Put 'em in
open
the
them out of the
sleeves.
pack. I would go through them carefully, and then I'd organize them in the binder. So they were organized by team and year.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's what I did with my basketball cards. I was really, really took care of those, and I had a huge binder. I kept them in alphabetical order by the team, and I don't know where I got these sleeves from, but it was a sleeve to just fit a card in. It was like 9 per page or whatever, and yeah, I would keep them in.
Yeah. That's exactly what I had.
Yeah.
And I remember trading with my friends to complete the sets.
Yeah.
But I also remember, like, how do I say this? We did have those Beckett books to look up what they were worth.
Oh, yeah.
But if somebody was like, hey, I need whatever card and you've got whatever card, we weren't going like, well, this is worth 50 cents and that's worth $1, so you need to give me more. It would just be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah. And I think I took my basketball cards to see if I can get anything for them. And, same thing. Like I didn't really, wasn't as worth as much as I thought it was.
Yeah.
So I think I still have them. I just don't know where they are. They might be with some family somewhere, but I don't know.
I'll tell you, one of the most messed up things I think I've ever seen is when I was getting into them, my dad was like, hey, when I was a little kid, I used to collect baseball cards too. And I'm like, really? Do you still have them? And he goes, I think I do. And we went downstairs and we searched through a bunch of his old crap and he found them. And we're going through them. And I remember we were sitting on the cement floor and he was showing me them. And I had my, like, wasn't it Beckett? Wasn't the Beckett book? Yeah. And I was looking up cards. And he had a Mickey Mantle rookie card. and no shit, right in front of
Yeah.
me, he's holding it like this,
Yeah.
like being real careful.
Yeah.
And then he like went to move and it just kind of flopped out of his hands.
Yeah.
And instinctually he went to grab it like this
Oh no.
and he folded it right in half.
Oh shh.
And he looks at me and he goes, I have no idea why I just did that.
Oh damn.
And over the years I've brought that up and been
Dude,
like,
that's-
remember
that
when
is
you creased?
traumatic.
I was like, you should take it somewhere and get it fixed. Because it was in pretty good shape before that.
Yeah, that's traumatic. Wow. Oh man. Yikes. So listen, when I was thinking about all this, oh no, what'd you find? What is that card worth like millions of dollars
Okay,
today?
see, no, there's a big range. There's a big range here. On eBay, there's one listed for $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
There's also one listed for $40.
Yeah.
There's a couple that are listed for $30,000 and then $85,000. Who knows though?
Yeah.
Although according to ESPN.com, there is one that sold for $12.6 million.
Oh my goodness, a Mickey Mantle card, or was it
Yeah.
just
Yeah. I don't think his was that nice.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be shocked if it was worth thousands.
Yeah.
Probably not with a crease in it.
No,
Although
yeah.
it might still be worth. Might be. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know what he did with them.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you know, if I still have my basketball cards, I should try to find them and see if they are worth anything. Because I had some good ones. I remember I did have a Michael Jordan rookie card, and I had it was this one called like Above the Rim, and they were kind of like shots taken from above the rim, and I had a good amount of those. Yeah, I'm surprised I remember that.
Well, I mean, I'm laughing at the notion of that's what they were like. Hey, if we take a camera and we shoot them from above the rim, oh, those cards would be worth so much money.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually have to check on that. Okay, so what I started thinking about was if people started to like collect those Lego sets, because somewhere in my train of thought, I was thinking about how people are probably geeked out over these adult Lego sets, and if they still have some old ones, you know, that they never opened when they were, you know, kids and just kept it in the box, and then start thinking about things that people may have collected in their lifetime, or just as a fad. Did you collect anything like that? Any type of?
No, I don't think so. You know, but then again, a couple minutes ago, I said I didn't collect anything, and then you said cards, and I was like, oh wait, I did that. I guess I also collected Garbage Pail Kids cards.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah,
I love those things, and I still have them.
Yeah.
They're in super rough shape.
Oh yeah,
But I'm not giving them up.
yeah,
And I don't care what they're worth.
Yeah.
I'm keeping them. They're so cool. But no, I didn't really have any toys or anything I collected. At least that I think of. I mean, I wasn't thinking like collecting at the time. I was thinking playing. You know,
right.
like I had Transformers and I had some He-Men. I had the castles. I had Castle Grayskull, and then what was He-Man's castle?
I can't think of what's up my head now. I would have to look it up. I do remember having.
Wait. Was he?
Oh,
he was Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, he was.
Then what was Skeletor's castle?
I don't know.
I remember it had a voice modulator in it, and you could talk like Skeletor.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You had to put like 2D batteries in it or something. It was hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember Garbage Pail Kids card. Those were great. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had any of them. Or maybe I had some of my own, but who knows whatever happened to those. We would like share them around at school and laugh at the names like, you know, Disgusting Debbie.
Or Bloody Mary.
Yeah. So, man, those would be fun. So you never collected anything like coins or, you know, dead butterflies and put them in a book or something?
No. Although
Or moth? Was it moth because they have very intricate designs on their wings?
no, although when I was a little kid, my grandpa made it's like a bug box.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like a little screened in box, and then we had like butterfly nets.
Mm-hmm.
And I would catch like things in the yard, like maybe a butterfly or a caterpillar. I'm thinking, what's a butterfly before it's a butterfly? And in my head it kept going cocoon, cocoon, and I'm like, that's not it. I mean, it is, but that's not. I remember because you grew up in New York, right? Or New York State?
Yeah, upstate New York.
Yeah. So, did you guys have? And I don't even know what the real name is for them. We called them pinching beetles. They were like little black beetles that had the pinchers on the front.
Yeah. We had those.
I used to catch those all the time and throw them in my bug box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I throw some sticks and some leaves and stuff in there so they had like a little habitat.
Yeah.
And then I'd watch them, and then days later they'd die or something.
Yeah, because it's suffocating.
No.
Oh, you poke holes in the top?
No, it had a screen around it.
Oh, okay.
And then I take a little cap from like a 2-liter or something, and I put some water in there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that they actually drank any of that water, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't make it very long.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say I was collecting them.
Yeah, you were just like torturing them.
I was imprisoning them for my own personal amusement. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't think I, other than the cards, I never really collected anything either. I don't. The moth or butterfly thing always freaked me out. I remember seeing that, and I think it was like one of my a family friend. We were over at their house, and someone just happened to open up a book, and it was like a flattened out moth, and used it as a bookmark.
Ugh.
Yeah, it was weird, but I think I don't know if that was a collecting thing, but
as a bookmark, like they encased it in something, or it was just in the book.
No, this was just in the book. I mean, like they might have done something because
how would it not fall apart?
Yeah, it wasn't falling apart. They must have done something to it, but yeah, it was like a flattened out. It was like real. It wasn't like a.
Human beings are horrible. Yeah. You just imagine that.
Yeah.
Like if somebody just came along and used you as a bookmark. Yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna kill this guy and then throw him in my book, and that way I'll remember the page.
Yeah. So, okay. So then I started doing a little bit of research as to like some of the strangest, maybe most unique things that people would collect. And then I may have like missed a calling because some of these I really should have probably taken some time.
Okay.
To get into this. So one of the things is back scratchers. So I know some of these things may not be as popular today, but when people back scratchers were a hit,
sure,
they would make them in different designs, with different characters, out of different material. I mean,
I can see that being interesting.
Yeah, and then you can travel if you're someone who travels. Mm-hmm. You probably find those at gift shops and just different shops around the world.
I've often thought about collecting old tools. I have some old tools.
Yeah.
And I don't use them very often, and they're in a cupboard in the garage, and I've just thought just like put them on the wall on display or something. But then there's another piece of me that's like, if I do that, I know then anytime I see any other old tools, I'm gonna be like, I got to get that for my display, for my wall.
Yeah, and then there comes a point where it's like, is it actually collecting or is it more hoarding? Because there's maybe a fine line between the two.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so possibly back scratchers.
I mean, I don't think I would go with that, but like if you had a back scratcher collection at your house, I would be interested in seeing it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so there was going next. There was this lady from the UK who collected more than 5,000 bars of soap from all over the world.
Okay, are you just picking weird ones to see like what my response to this
will
be?
A couple of these, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you, my mom used to collect matchbooks.
Oh, yeah?
Because back in the day, whenever you went somewhere, because everyone could smoke everywhere, they would have matchbooks out.
Yeah.
And so she would take one. You know, they were free. She was allowed to take them. But it would be from restaurants and bars and hotels, and just about every place had matchbooks. And she had a like a huge glass, I want to call it like a glass jar, but it was like a 5-gallon jar. It was like this big glass thing that was just full of them.
Yeah. Were they like, did they have the names of places or just different
and their
designs?
logos and stuff, and it was from all over the place.
Interesting. And does she still have it to this day? No.
I don't know if she's got the big glass jar. I know that she took some of them and she put them into like a picture box, and she had it hanging on the wall. At least at their old house, they had it down. They had like a game room down there, and they had it down in the game room. There was like a pool table and a dartboard and stuff.
Yeah.
In their new house, I don't know. I don't know if they still have it.
Okay.
I've been encouraging for them to throw things like that away. They are reluctant.
Yeah. You know, actually, I do remember one thing when I was a senior in high school. At some point in my high school career, we were selling towels, like beach towels, for something.
Yeah, okay.
And I purchased two. I purchased like it's funny. It's actually like Michigan University towel.
Okay.
I was a Michigan fan back then.
You were a Michigan fan. You were living in upstate New York.
Yeah. Because you know, it was the Wolverines. I liked their colors.
Yep.
And but yeah, so I remember, and I hung it on my wall. I didn't use it, like to go to the beach. And then I might have had one for like my high school or something that I hung on the wall. But that could have been an interesting collection. Is you know,
could have,
yeah, and that might have been worth some money.
So I grew up here in Michigan, and I'll tell you, whether you're into sports or not, you have to make a decision on whether you like Michigan or Michigan State.
Yeah.
And I used to make the comment that I liked Michigan, and I have no idea why, because I wasn't into any of their sports.
Yeah.
But I had a Michigan starter jacket, and I remember I have a Michigan golf umbrella.
Yeah.
And something else that I had that was Michigan, but everyone else drew a line, and I was like, I guess I'm on their side.
Yeah. I've noticed that since living in Michigan. It's it's definitely
one or the other.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
It's like what kind of truck do you drive?
Yeah.
You got to choose.
Yeah. And you better hope that whoever you tell that to, they're on the same side as you. Otherwise, you get ridiculed or even dismissed.
The rivalry is so great that I because for 20 years I lived in Chicago, and I loved like harassing people that went to state, Michigan State, just to wind them up.
Yeah.
Because everyone around they don't understand what it's like here, and so I would make little comments and just watch the other person just explode.
Yeah.
And I remember I was on a conference call once, and I was talking to this guy who was sitting at his desk, and the guy who sat next to him went to Michigan State. And I was like, hey, man, do me a favor. Look over at him and say, go blue. And then he did that. And right as he did that, a whole pad of paper went right past his face. And he looks at me in the camera, and he was like, what the hell was that? And I'm like, that was awesome. That's what that was.
Yeah, that's a series. That's you setting somebody up to get injured.
Yep. Fighting words.
Okay. So, and like I don't know. I didn't take it that serious back then. Like I just liked, Michigan. And then it's weird. I kind of grew out of it a little bit. I don't really follow college sports anymore like I used to when I was younger. So, now people will ask me, and I'm like, I don't either one. So, okay.
Yeah, I've never really followed any college sports. I think the problem is that colleges don't have the sports I like. Like if colleges had motocross teams.
Oh, yeah, we talked about
I'd be
this.
big into that. Or if they had like skateboard teams, or maybe even like some snowboard stuff, or maybe freestyle skiing or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This could be an avenue to go down, is that like you could start like recruiting or trying to promote colleges to do like, maybe like the X Games.
Yeah, why don't they do that?
Yeah. This is that's
Why is it just like traditional ball sports that colleges are into?
yeah. I don't know.
I mean, with all the equipment for like a football player, are you telling me that that's less expensive than buying them like a dirt bike?
Well, I don't know because right now all those sports bring in a lot of money, so maybe that's
X
part
Games
of it.
brings in decent amount of money, doesn't it?
Yeah, it probably does. But hey, maybe that's another avenue, another topic for.
We should start that as a side business.
Yeah, I agree.
Convincing colleges to get into different games.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then they could have like drivers to drive like
rally and stuff.
oh yeah.
Oh, I'd watch that.
And then the big trucks, monster trucks.
Oh, okay. Is monster trucks? I'm probably gonna piss people off with this, but is monster truck stuff a sport, or is it really more of an entertainment event?
Well, then what's the difference? Because that's all. I mean, it's probably considered a sport because there's still some skills and some learning you got to do.
I mean, like if it were like trophy trucks or something like that, that's a like a serious race. But
yeah, but there's still a lot of engineering that goes into those.
Yes.
So.
I mean, hey, I'm not. If somebody throws monster truck tickets my way, it's not like I'm going to say no. I agree with you. The engineering and the power behind them are nuts.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember as a kid, my dad took me to a monster truck show, and I still remember they were throwing out stats. One monster truck had hit the ground pretty hard, and one of its tires broke off, and there had to be 6 guys that went out there and flipped the tire up and then rolled it off the course. And they were saying that the tires, each tire with the rim weighs 1,200 pounds. And then they were talking about how the trucks ran on nitro, and they have so much horsepower that they get, I think it was 8 gallons to a mile.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 8 gallons to a mile. I mean, they don't have large enough tanks probably to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how big a tanks they have.
Yeah.
Either way, they burn through a lot of fuel really quick.
Yeah. I've never been to a monster truck show. I should.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of loud machines.
Yeah.
And they're just crushing stuff.
Yeah.
And then they always have like sideshows. Like I remember I saw what was it? Truckosaurus back in the day. It was a semi truck that transformed into a dinosaur, and it ate cars and set stuff on fire. And as like a 10-year-old, I'm like, this is my jam right here.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about collecting.
Okay, yeah. So so then moving on down the list of interesting things that people would collect would be, so I kind of got 2 here. Would be Coca-Cola cans.
You know, I have seen that a lot. Like, you remember that show American Pickers?
Yeah.
And some of the things that they found, I was like, that is kind of cool.
Yeah, because there's been cans from like all over the world, because and then whenever they would run different specials or promotions, so like your Christmas Coca-Cola can, or maybe just for whatever holiday, you may find those.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I would be a candidate for somebody who like try to get all the products or whatever, or try to get a set of something. But I could see myself, like if I had a larger house and I had like a game room or something.
Yeah.
One of those, if money didn't matter and I had my own pool table.
Yeah.
I think it would be really cool to have like a classic Coke machine.
Yeah.
Or maybe even a classic jukebox or something.
You know what?
I think I'm showing my age and how old I am. All the young people are like, jukebox.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah.
But that would be interesting. I actually just thought of something. I just started to remember that. So I grew up with my grandparents, and they would always get these. I don't know where they got them from. It had to be maybe at the supermarket, but it would be these glasses that had like drinking glasses that would have like New York Giants or New York Jets. And we had tons of them. So, I mean, I guess we did have some collections, but, I just remember, and we wouldn't even really drink out of those. They were like in the top cupboard. So just up there to collect some dust and people to look at.
I do remember so many things, especially in the 80s, had those, and maybe at other times too, I just, grew out of it. But when I noticed it, it was mainly in the 80s, there were always collections. Like there would be some new movie out and Pizza Hut would be like, collect all 6 cups.
Oh, yeah.
and I mean, I'm sure that I've had one or two over the years.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I tried to get all of them of was McDonald's. I remember when I was a little kid, did these like little, they weren't Matchbox cars, but they were like little monster truck things. And they had them in the Happy Meals.
Yeah.
And I just remember like anytime my parents would go, I would be like, can I have a Happy Meal? And, sometimes the answer was yes.
Yeah.
I had better luck in convincing my grandparents into getting me one.
Yeah.
And I remember I had 7 or 8 of their trucks. I was really excited about it. But I have no idea where that they're probably in the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever see those like little Hess miniature trucks and like Hess gas station? You ever heard of it? Oh, it was like
wait. It's called Hess.
Yeah, Hess,
and it's a brand of gas stations.
Yep.
No, I've never heard of that.
Like a green and I think it was a green and white color, and they used to come out. Maybe it was around like Christmas or the holidays, and they would come out with a little miniature Hess gas truck and maybe some other things. But I remember seeing those. That was kind of a big deal. People would really want to get their hands on that. So I remember that when I was younger.
I have thought about, you see these guys with like elaborate garages and they put up like the gas station signs and the car signs and things like that and tool signs. I have thought about that a little bit, but in my head, I'd be doing it only for aesthetic purposes. So I would not care at all if they were brand new or reproductions. I'd probably just look for the cheapest ones I could get and throw them up on the wall in the garage.
Nice. Okay. All right. So moving on. So were you ever? Did you ever collect any Beanie Babies?
No.
No. Okay.
Although somewhere, maybe they've been thrown away by now. I was given 2.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember the longest time I had them like on this top shelf when I was younger, and people would come in my room and be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Oh, birthday present."
Yeah. Yeah.
One was a frog, and one was a horse.
Oh. Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay. I know that's not a strange thing to collect, but
Sure.
because those were very, very popular, and there was a huge rush on those.
It was like end of the 90s or something. Yeah.
And then they used to have these troll dolls.
I do remember those.
Yeah.
Never owned one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those were a big deal in collecting those. I never had any of those either. Okay, so you did mention McDonald's things, and then that became a big collectible. It's just McDonald's memorabilia, because they would have all kinds of things that people could collect. And they used to have all those characters, which they don't really promote, like Grimace or anybody else.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
McDonald's had the Hamburglar.
Yep.
Yeah. What was Grimace? The purple.
Yeah, purple.
Blob.
Something. Yeah, I don't know. Something. And wasn't there? I don't know. There was like a whole crew, because it was like Ronald McDonald and Grimace and then whatever. Wasn't there like some? Anyway, I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, there had to be. I'm only remembering the Hamburglar, Grimace, and Ronald McDonald.
Oh.
But there was more, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Forgettable people, I guess.
Yeah. They should bring those back.
Wait, have they done away with them?
Well, I mean, I guess I'd never see them advertised anymore or displayed.
See,
anywhere.
but are you buying like the kids' meals and stuff? Well, you have kids and stuff.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't put those. They have other like, kids.
Like
toys
on a
there.
Happy Meal box, does it have a Ronald McDonald or anything?
I've never looked, but it's usually whatever they're promoting. It's either just like a plain red and yellow
Or a
McDonald's
kids'
thing.
movie or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I haven't seen them, but my interaction with the McDonald's is I roll up to the drive-thru.
Yeah.
I get a double quarter pounder with cheese. I eat in my car like a sad person I am, and then I drive home. I don't even go in anymore.
Yeah, no desire to, to go in and.
No, I can get just as fat in the car.
Yeah. What about Well, I mean, maybe you don't eat at Pizza Hut very much, but did you ever go there a lot when you were a kid?
Yeah, we went occasionally as a family, and then when I was old enough to like drive and hang out with my friends and stuff alone, we would go sometimes.
Yeah, because they used to have like a salad buffet or a salad bar at the Pizza Hut, and then it was always I don't know, just very. I can remember going there with my family, and just I don't know. And
wait, what does this have to do with collectibles?
I don't know. It doesn't. We're totally getting off topic here.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so along with anyway, never mind. So the other strange thing that I've seen that someone collected was traffic cones. Is that something you can get into?
No, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, what's so interesting about a traffic cone?
Yeah, I don't know. But there was a guy who would had a collection of over 500 traffic cones. And very strange because, I mean, I'm sure they're regulated, so they got to just have a certain design, a certain size. So I don't understand the appeal.
I mean, I can kind of get into like collecting, or I shouldn't say get into, but I can understand people who collect like antique things. Like I like building things and making stuff. So I could see like being entertained by looking at maybe antique tools or just to see how the technology is moved from before to now.
Yeah.
But traffic cones?
Yeah.
I feel like that's like you collected paper cups.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, so what?
Yeah. So when you were in your teens and in high school, were you and your friends rebellious and stealing street signs or speed limit signs?
No, I never did that.
Yeah. And then hang them up in your room?
No, I never. I never understood that. Like, aren't you just basically telling your parents you committed a crime? Like, you can't buy those things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, nowadays you can kind of, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I always like the ones. It was, sometimes people would find like a yield sign or something other than like the speed limit sign and take those and put in their room. And then that was the ultimate sign of rebellion because they just weren't you just wouldn't see those as often as a speed limit sign.
I actually do have one in the garage, but it wasn't. I didn't get it through like illegal means.
Oh.
One of my neighbors used to work for the road commission, and the deal is like they would after a while the signs have to be replaced because they don't reflect the same anymore, or maybe the lettering could be starting to rub off. I mean, they just have to replace them; they get worn out.
Right.
So a lot of times they will use the signs as like scrap metal around their shop to fix. Like if they need a little bit of scrap metal to fix a problem, they'll just use the scrap they've got.
Okay.
And one day he needed a piece of scrap metal for something that he was doing at home, and he got permission. And they're like, "Yeah, you can have that sign. It was just in the scrap bin." And so then he was using it for a lid for something, and then he ended up replacing the lid with something else, and he was going to throw it away. And I went, "Oh, can I have that?" And so I have what does it even say? It says something about
deer crossing?
No, it's like weight limit on this road is a seasonal road or something. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so moving on. I know that you like hot sauce.
I do.
Yeah. Would you ever collect hot sauce?
No.
Because I mean, if you travel once again, you may find that a place.
Oh, that's interesting. So like one from each location or different trips.
Yeah. And maybe it could be one that you tried and you just bought an extra bottle. Now you're gonna keep it on a shelf. Almost like a postcard.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I think I'd probably just eat it.
Yeah. I'm not big into hot sauce, so that wouldn't be for me.
Huh.
I mean, I'm not totally like I worked at this a pizza place for a little bit.
Yeah.
And they had a custom hot sauce, and it was a WMD sauce because it was for
like a weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, but
sauce?
this one was for like for wings. So it was wings of mass destruction.
Do you ever watch these are probably TikToks, but I'm watching them on YouTube Shorts. Spicy Cam.
No.
Oh, he just goes like people will comment, I bet you can't eat the wings at this place, or you can't eat the spicy sandwich at this place.
Yeah.
And then, he'll just do a YouTube short or a TikTok of, oh yeah, and then he pans out and he's there, and then he's like, now these are the hottest you've got, and some of them are like, yeah, you've got to sign a waiver and everything else, and he just sit there all straight faced like this is nothing.
Okay, so the other strange thing that I saw that people would collect, is a toothbrushes.
That seems gross.
Yeah, I mean not used, possibly. Maybe
Sure.
not used, but they make like I don't know. This one I don't necessarily see the appeal. I mean I know they make toothbrushes in different character designs.
I mean I guess so. People collect spoons. There are collectible spoons.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a little different.
How so?
Because
one's a toothbrush, one's a spoon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, can't you tell? It's because I don't know. Spoons can be, just from different decades, and from different designs, and like your old style spoons and how silverware has evolved. Isn't that a thing?
I guess. But in my head, I'm remembering when I was a little kid, and when I'd have to go to the dentist would give me like a little kid's toothbrush each time I went, and they looked like a little crocodile.
Yeah, and
I loved it, and I would always try to keep it longer than I should, and my mom would always take it away from me and throw it away. But it was a crocodile toothbrush. It was awesome.
Yeah. So, when did you get your first cell phone?
Oh,
was it like were you
98, 97?
Yeah.
98.
And what ended up happening to it? Did it just break, or did you just get a new one and trade it in?
I think a couple of those I've thrown away. Although since the advent of smartphones, a lot of those I still have, thinking someday I'm going to crush them or something.
Oh, yeah.
Just because of all the sensitive information that could be on them.
Okay.
I might have accessed my bank account with that thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't want to throw it in the garbage. The garbage guy could. Yeah. Now I'm inventing a stealing garbage guy. No, my garbage people are fine. They've never taken anything. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable about just throwing them away.
Oh yeah. So you don't just like you don't think that like resetting it and everything would be enough?
I did IT for a long time, and there are ways.
And you think that like someone who's going through the trash and finding a cell phone will know those ways?
I mean, the group of people I used to work with, a bunch of them would dumpster dive for things.
Yeah.
And find all kinds of information on stuff.
Yeah.
So the chances of somebody actually stealing my garbage is extremely low, but I don't know. I almost feel like someday I should just get like a large wood chipper, and we should just throw all my old phones into it and see what happens.
Why wouldn't you just like put that, maybe submerge it in some water and then throw it in the trash? Doesn't that destroy the phone and any possibility of like recovering any data on it?
No.
No?
No. No.
I mean, just submerge it for an hour and then throw it in the trash.
No. I'd rather like grind up its memory.
Yeah.
Or drill a hole through it or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always wondered, this might have been a better topic for like our conspiracy theories. But I still remember like people I understand that paper shredders are important in some industries, but like, is there really a threat of somebody like going through the trash to piece
Yes.
some, and like people like take their old
Wait,
credit
are
cards.
you saying that you've never
and
owned a paper shredder?
Oh no, I have, and I've worked at businesses, and we
Okay.
use a paper shredder. But like I don't know,
'Cause
like
I always have a paper shredder.
yeah, but like, and then people, and I understand, you like cut up your old credit card or whatever, but like, is there really people like that would
Yes.
go through the trash?
I
like,
did like IT security for like
yeah,
over 10 years,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. I can tell you, yes.
I mean, and nowadays,
The chances of it happening are low, but are there people that do it? Yes.
yeah, but like, it just seems so rare, and like, plus all of the mess, all of the nastiness, all of the ick and the filth in the
Wait,
trash.
which direction are you going with this? You were talking about collections, and then you asked me what I did with my old cell phones.
Well, because the other thing was people would collect cell phones, so I was going in that direction.
I could see that being kind of cool. Like if you got the first, what was the very first one? The MicroTac or whatever? The
I don't know,
big one?
Something like
The Motorola one?
Oh yeah.
In fact, my first cell phone, I can tell you what it was. It was a StarTAC flip phone.
Yeah.
And I had actually two of them. I had the first one was just the one that was out at the time. And then the second one, I remember it was digital.
Yeah.
And going to a digital cell phone at the time was a huge deal because did you ever use a cell phone like an analog one and have partially hear somebody else's phone calls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays that's not how that works at all.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, when I had a chance to go digital, I was like, I'll never hear anyone else's phone calls, and
Yeah.
they'll never hear mine.
Yeah.
So who knows what people on stupid crap I'm saying on the phone?
Yeah. I still remember because it was always like, for me, it was always in the evenings, and that was probably where people had like nights and weekends.
Wait, what year did you?
I don't remember. I know mine was. I know it was a flip phone. I think it was. I don't remember what brand. I just know it was a silver flip phone.
Huh.
And it had an antenna.
Yeah. It had a fold up. Mine had a fold up antenna.
Yeah.
And I think I'm trying to remember if it was a real antenna. I know for a while Motorola was making fake antennas because they made this new antenna design inside their phone. This is when they were like a brick still.
Yeah.
And it was this huge plate in the back of the phone. Well, people were like, well, that can't be very good. There's no antenna on it.
Yeah.
So they put a fake plastic one on there, and then they started selling like hotcakes.
Yeah. So yeah, you could see collecting cell phones, and that'll be a big.
That could be kind of interesting. I've thought for a while what would be fun would be, because I've seen videos online like YouTube and stuff of people having large, like portable game collections. I used to have maybe 20 or 22 or something, electronic like Tiger games.
Oh yeah, those.
Yeah, I love those things.
Yeah,
now I've gotten rid of them a long time ago,
Right.
but I would love to have like a whole area of my house where it had maybe try to get all the Tiger games, maybe try to get all the variants of the Game Boys, something like that. I think that would be fun, especially if you could actually use them and play them.
Oh
still.
yeah. I only had a few of those. I would usually get like a Tiger game at like Christmas or something,
Yep.
or on a birthday.
Yeah. In fact, a lot of my relatives would say that it's hard to buy for me because I wasn't like necessarily asking for one thing or another, but they knew that getting a Tiger game would be safe.
Yeah.
So some years for Christmas, I might get one or two. And then for my birthday, I might get one or two. So at the end of the year, I might end up with 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I would say that people were buying them for probably several years for me because I had a shoebox that was full.
Yeah.
Yeah. And any time we went on a car trip,
Oh yeah.
it was the best.
The noise was just kind of annoying after a while because it was all high pitched beeps.
Yeah. And I almost always just played with the sound off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay. That is a nice road down memory lane there. But yeah, real quick, getting back to the cell phones. which this isn't like an old one, but I still remember like having the Rumor.
The Rumor.
Yeah, it was like the Rumor cell phone, and you could like it had a keyboard.
Huh.
Never. Oh man, that was probably my most favorite.
You're not
cell
thinking
phone.
of the Sidekick, are you?
No, maybe it was similar to that, but this was was it LG or I can't remember. But I would be able to use this one because it had a full keyboard, so you could just like text easily. So you could,
You know, one of the best phones I have ever had, at least technology wise, it had all the gimmicks on it. Was the Nokia, and I want to say it was like the N97 or something like that. Either way, it had a flip out keyboard. It had electronic compass.
Yeah.
It had an FM radio, so I could listen to radio.
Yeah.
It had an FM transmitter, so if I wanted to listen to music off of my phone in my car, you could just do that automatically. It had, at the time, was a really nice camera. It was like a 5 megapixel camera, and had like a shutter cover. It had a lot of things. It was hardware wise, the phone was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Software wise, it ran Nokia's own smartphone OS called Symbian, and this was right when everybody like Apple phone just had come out. People were starting to get into the Android phone, and then I run along and I see this phone that, from a hardware standpoint, was just nuts.
Yeah.
And it ran Symbian, and nobody wrote any software for it, and it was just, it was so expensive, and it was a big mistake.
Yeah.
But if I just felt like if that thing ran Android, it would have been probably the best phone I've ever owned.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so my last one. So there was someone I saw that collected Joker cards.
Like Batman?
No. Like Jokers from a deck of cards.
Okay. Like from playing cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think playing cards itself would be an interesting collection. Because I mean, they make them in, I mean, usually you find like red and blue colors, but
like the bicycle packs.
Yeah.
I have seen there's some YouTubers that are magicians.
Yeah.
I always have trouble with that word. I want to say musicians or musicians, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. There's a guy, Chris, who does like solving puzzles, like really elaborate puzzles. But he also collects playing cards because of all the tricks and stuff you can do.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of history behind them, and there's evidently different grades. And he's shown things before in his videos, and they do look pretty cool. I'm not into playing cards, but I could see how people could be.
Yeah. I play a little bit of cards. I can't shuffle to save my life, but that's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, we play cards a good amount. But yeah, I could see kind of collecting decks of cards because different designs and where you get them from.
Right.
So. Okay. Well, listen. If there's anyone out there who has any interesting collections, strange or just unique, put it in the comments. Let me know, and we'll see where that goes, or if there's anything that's brought you a lot of money from holding on to for years.
Or I'll put down in the comments Salim's home address, and then if you've got an old toothbrush collection that you don't need it anymore, you can just ship it on over to him.
Yeah, you won't need to do that. I would probably just trash that.
Nice. Somebody took years to collect these, and you're just going to throw them away.
Listen, if you have a toothbrush collection, I suggest that you probably mail that to the museum and not to me, because it's not going to go anywhere. All right, well, that's all for today.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.